Air travel, while generally safe, has not been without its tragedies. Among the many lives lost in air crashes, several were famous celebrities whose deaths shocked the world. These fallen stars, who had achieved great heights in their respective fields, met untimely ends, leaving behind legacies that continue to inspire and move us. This video delves into the stories of some of these celebrities, celebrating their contributions while reflecting on the tragic circumstances of their deaths. Number 1. John Kennedy Jr., 1960 to 1999, and Carolyn Bessette Kennedy, 1966 to 1999. Kennedy curse struck once more when JFK's son, piloting his own plane, along with his wife Carolyn and sister-in-law, Lauren Bessette, tragically perished as their aircraft crashed into the Atlantic while en route to Martha's Vineyard, Massachusetts. Number 2. Joe Lara, 1962 to 2021, and Gwen Shamblin Lara, 1955 to 2021. On May 29, 2021, Joe Lara, star of the 90 TV series Tarzan: The Epic Adventures, and his wife Gwen Shamblin Lara, founder of the Remnant Fellowship Church, died in a plane crash along with 5 others, including their son-in-law. Joe was 58 and Gwen was 66. The Cessna C-501 jet carrying the group reportedly crashed into Percy Priest Lake in Tennessee. Before we move to number 3, if you are enjoying the video, please subscribe to our channel. It means a lot to us. Thank you. Number 3. Bessie Coleman, 1892 to 1926. The first woman of African American and Native American descent to hold a pilot's license, Bessie Coleman tragically died when she was thrown from her plane at 2,000 feet after it went into a spin, killing her instantly upon impact with the ground. Number 4. James Horner, 1953 to 2015. Renowned composer James Horner, a 2-time Academy Award winner celebrated for his iconic film scores, including the best-selling orchestral soundtrack of all time for James Cameron's Titanic, tragically passed away in a single fatality crash while piloting his Turbo Pro aircraft. Number 5. Ronnie Van Zant, 1948 to 1977, a founding member and lead vocalist of the rock band Lynyrd Skynyrd. Van Zant met his untimely demise when the plane he was traveling in ran out of fuel, crashing into a tree. Tragically, Van Zant, along with bandmates Steve Gaines and Cassie Gaines, assistant road manager Dean Kilpatrick, pilot Walter McCreary, and co-pilot William Gray, were all killed instantly in the crash. The remaining band members suffered serious injuries. Number 6. Aaliyah, 1979 to 2001. Singer Aaliyah, Dana Houghton, and 8 other individuals tragically lost their lives in a plane crash in the Bahamas following the filming of the music video for the single rock The Boat. Number 7. Stevie Ray Vaughan, 1954 to 1990. Influential blues guitarist Stevie Ray Vaughan tragically lost his life in a helicopter crash, which also claimed the lives of 4 others on board. The helicopter went down near East Troy, Wisconsin, shortly after takeoff. Number 8. John Denver, 1943 to 1997. An enthusiast pilot, the multifaceted singer-songwriter, actor, and record producer met his tragic end while piloting his experimental aircraft, a Rutan Long EZ plane. The aircraft crashed into Monterey Bay, California, instantly claiming Denver's life. Number 9. Marília Mendonça, 1995 to 2021. The young Brazilian singer Marília Mendonça, along with 2 other passengers and 2 pilots, tragically lost her life in a fatal crash. The devastating accident occurred on Friday, November 5, 2021, as she was en route to perform in Minas Gerais, accompanied by her uncle and her producer. Number 10. Rocky Marciano, 1923 to 1969, holding the world heavyweight title from 1952 to 1956, and undefeated in his career, Marciano tragically lost his life, along with childhood friend Frankie Farrell and pilot Glenn Blez. The trio's plane collided with a tree after attempting to land in adverse weather conditions at a small airfield outside Newton, Iowa. Number 11. Roald Amundsen, 1872 to 1928, the Norwegian explorer, known as the first person to reach the South Pole, tragically perished when his plane disappeared during a rescue mission. The wreckage was discovered a few days later, yet his body was never recovered. Number 12. Buddy Holly, 1936 to 1959, a central figure of the mid-1950 rock and roll scene. Holly met his untimely demise when the light aircraft he was a passenger in crashed near Clear Lake, Iowa, shortly after takeoff. Number 13. The Big Bopper, 1930 to 1959, and Ritchie Valens, traveling in the same plane as Buddy Holly, were fellow musicians J. P. Richardson, the Big Bopper, and Ritchie Valens, along with pilot Roger Peterson. All four perished in the tragedy, later referred to as the day the music died. Number 14. Frederick Banting, 1891 to 1941, the Canadian renowned for discovering insulin, tragically passed away after succumbing to injuries sustained in a plane crash, which he initially survived. He tragically passed away the following day. Number 15. Patsy Cline, 1932 to 1963, often cited as one of the most accomplished vocalists of the 20th century, Cline tragically lost her life in a multiple fatality crash in Camden, Tennessee. Piloting the plane was her manager, Randy Hughes. Ironically, Hughes' flight instructor, Elmo Merriweather, had also trained Jim Reeves, whose plane crashed the following year. Number 16. Otis Redding, 1941 to 1967, considered by many to be one of the greatest singers in the history of American popular music. Redding and his band were en route to Madison, Wisconsin, when their plane tragically crashed into Lake Monongahela. Along with the singer, the pilot, Redding's manager, and 4 members of Otis' backup band perished. The sole survivor was trumpeter Ben Cauley. Number 17. Roberto Clemente, 1934 to 1972. The Puerto Rican baseball star tragically lost his life after boarding a cargo plane en route to aid victims of an earthquake in Nicaragua. The aircraft experienced engine failure and crashed, and his body was never recovered. Number 18. Will Rogers, 1879 to 1935, popular film and stage actor, entertainer, and humorist, Will Rogers tragically perished alongside aviator Wiley Post when their small plane crashed in northern Alaska. Number 19. Thurman Munson, 1947 to 1979. Major League Baseball, MLB catcher Thurman Munson, known for his entire professional baseball career with the New York Yankees, tragically lost his life while practicing landing his Cessna at Akron-Canton Airport. His 2 companions managed to escape the burning aircraft. Number 20. Carole Lombard, 1908 to 1942, the highest paid star in Hollywood in the late 1930s, Lombard tragically lost her life, along with 21 other passengers, when the plane she was traveling in crashed on Mount Potosi, Nevada, while returning from a war bond tour. Number 21. Joseph Patrick Kennedy Jr., 1915 to 1944. A United States Navy lieutenant, Joe Jor, was killed in action during World War II while participating in a top-secret mission. He was the only Kennedy son who never pursued political office. Number 22. Glenn Miller, 1904 to 1944. The big band musician, arranger, composer, and band leader's aircraft vanished in poor weather conditions over the English Channel during World War II. Lieutenant Colonel Norman Bessel and pilot John Morgan, who were also on board the plane, tragically lost their lives. Number 23. Mike Todd, 1909 to 1958. Film producer Todd, shown in this photo with his wife Elizabeth Taylor, tragically lost his life when his private plane crashed near Grants, New Mexico. Also perishing in the crash were screenwriter and author Art Kahn, pilot Bill Verner, and co-pilot Tom Barclay. Number 24. Jim Reeves, 1923 to 1964. While flying over Brentwood, Tennessee en route to Nashville, the private plane piloted by Jim Reeves encountered a violent storm, ultimately leading to the aircraft's downfall. Sadly, the country music singer-songwriter's business partner and manager, Dean Manuel, also lost his life in the tragic accident. Number 25. Audie Murphy, 1925 to 1971. One of the most decorated soldiers of World War II, and later a successful film actor, Murphy tragically lost his life when the private plane he was traveling in crashed into Brush Mountain near Catawba, Virginia. The pilot and 4 other passengers also perished in the accident. Number 26. Bill Barilko, 1927 to 1951. This young Canadian NHL star was returning from a weekend fishing trip when the plane he was on vanished without a trace. The wreckage of the crash was astonishingly discovered 11 years later. Number 27. Jim Croce, 1943 to 1973. Folk and rock singer-songwriter Croce just finished a concert in Natchitoches, Louisiana, and was en route to Sherman, Texas, when the chartered plane he was aboard crashed during takeoff. Tragically, 5 others also lost their lives in the accident. Number 28. Ricky Nelson, 1940 to 1985. One of the most popular teen idols, 1985. The musician and actor tragically perished alongside his bandmates when their plane crash-landed in DeKalb, Texas. Nelson's companion, Helen Blair, also lost her life in the tragic accident. Number 29. Payne Stewart, 1957 to 1999. In one of the most unusual aviation accidents ever documented, champion golfer Payne Stewart, along with everyone on board, tragically lost their lives due to the depressurization of a Larjet while en route to Houston. All occupants were incapacitated due to hypoxia. The stricken aircraft continued flying on autopilot until it ultimately ran out of fuel and crashed into a field near Mena, South Dakota. Number 30. John T. Walton, 1946 to 2005. John Walton, son of the Walmart founder, tragically lost his life when the plane he was piloting crashed near Jackson, Wyoming. The cause cited was a failed repair that resulted in an in-flight loss of pitch control. Number 31. Corey Lytle, 1972 to 2006. MLB star Lytle and his co-pilot/flight instructor Tyler Stanger were flying a Cirrus SR-20 airplane when it crashed into the Bel Air Apartments complex in New York City. The accident resulted in injuries to 26 others. Number 32. Steve Fawcett, 1944 to 2007. A record-setting aviator, sailor, and adventurer, Fawcett's death sent shockwaves through the aviation community. The light plane he was piloting vanished over the Great Basin Desert in 2007. He was officially declared legally deceased in February 2008. Number 33. Troy Gentry, 1967 to 2017. Gentry, one half of the popular country music duo Montgomery Gentry, tragically lost his life in a helicopter crash during a tour of Medford, New Jersey. Number 34. Roy Halladay, 1977 to 2017. The MLB pitcher, piloting an amphibious aircraft, crashed into the Gulf of Mexico off the coast of Florida. Prior to the crash, air traffic controllers had received 3 distress signals indicating a Mayday situation. Number 35. Thomas E. Selfridge, 1882 to 1908. As a passenger on a demonstration flight piloted by Orville Wright, Selfridge became the first member of the U.S. military to die in a crash, as shown in the picture, while on duty. Number 36. Amelia Earhart, 1897 to 1937. The vanishing of Earhart's plane in 1937 over the central Pacific Ocean near Howland Island continues to be one of aviation's most perplexing enigmas. She was officially declared deceased in absentia 2 years later. If you enjoyed this video and found it informative, please consider giving it a thumbs up and subscribing to our channel for more intriguing content. Your support helps us continue to bring you engaging videos like this one. Thank you for watching.